Have you ever been insulted and felt that fire in your gut, that immediate urge to snap back, to defend yourself, to put the other person in their place? What if I told you that by doing exactly that, you're playing a game you've already lost? Machiavelli, the controversial but brilliant master of power, understood a fundamental truth. Responding to insults often hands control directly to your opponent. Today, we're going to uncover the art of power reversal, and I'll show you why your silence can be the loudest, most formidable weapon in the room. Imagine this all too common scene. Two colleagues are in a tense discussion. One leans in and says, "You really are useless, aren't you?" The other's eyes flash with anger. "What did you just say? To me?" Stop right there. Notice how, in that instant, the power shifts completely. The one who hurled the insult now controls the entire moment. They've successfully drawn you into their game, their arena of conflict. Your angry reaction is the fuel they need. It validates their attack and escalates the situation, which is often exactly what they want. It is like a handshake that suddenly turns into a slap, a betrayal of social contract designed to knock you off balance. Machiavelli's timeless advice: do not play by their rules. Refuse the bait. Your silence isn't just a shield to deflect the attack. It's a sword that waits for the perfect moment to strike. Or, better yet, a mirror that reflects its ugliness back onto the attacker. Think about Abraham Lincoln, a man relentlessly ridiculed by his rivals and the press. General George McClellan, his own commander, openly disrespected him, calling him a well-meaning baboon. On one occasion, Lincoln traveled to McClellan's home to discuss war strategy. The general, knowing Lincoln was waiting downstairs, went straight to bed. An aide, horrified, suggested Lincoln should be furious. But Lincoln remained calm. He said, "I will hold McClellan's horse if he will only bring us success." He refused to engage in a petty power struggle by staying silent and focused on the greater goal winning. The Civil War Lincoln demonstrated a strength far beyond personal pride. His silence wasn't weakness. It was an expression of immense self-control and strategic focus, while McClellan's ego eventually led to his downfall. Lincoln's quiet dignity and unwavering resolve cemented his legacy as one of history's greatest leaders. He understood that reacting to every insult would only drain his energy and distract him from what truly mattered. This isn't just a historical curiosity. It's a deep psychological principle. Silence is not weakness. It is pure strategy. When someone throws an insult, they have a clear expectation. They want a reaction. They want you to get angry, defensive, or upset. When you give them nothing but calm, deliberate silence, it short-circuits their brain. It confuses them. It deeply unsettles them. Suddenly, their script is useless, and their plan has failed. In that void, you regain complete control of the interaction. Let's visualize this. Scenario 1. Someone at a party says, "That's a bold choice of outfit. I wouldn't have the courage to wear something like that." The reactive response: "What's that supposed to mean? Are you saying I look bad?" The conversation immediately becomes an awkward, defensive mess. The insulter has won. Now, scenario 2. Same insult. But this time you simply hold their gaze. For a moment, offer a small, unbothered smile, and then turn to someone else to continue your conversation. What happens? The insulter is left standing there, their verbal grenade having failed to detonate. The awkwardness is now entirely theirs to own. Your calm becomes a mirror. The more they might lash out to get a reaction, the more foolish and aggressive they appear to everyone else. Your silence forces them to confront their own behavior, often leading to internal doubt and a rapid loss of social standing. You didn't just ignore the insult. You made it backfire spectacularly without saying a single word. Think of a medieval court, a place where a single misplaced word could mean your end. A powerful king's advisor, threatened by a rising young courtier, sneers in front of others. You dare question my judgment after only a few months at court? The young courtier could argue. He could defend his position. He could plead his case. Instead, he meets the advisor's glare with a calm, steady gaze. He doesn't nod. He doesn't shake his head. He simply observes, letting the advisor's aggressive words hang in the air, echoing in the sudden silence of the room. Notice what happens. There are no words, no justifications, no emotional outbursts, just pure, unwavering observation. This is the very essence of Machiavelli's power reversal. The insulted person becomes the master of the interaction simply by refusing to give any energy to the attack. The advisor, expecting a fight, is left swinging at air. His power play has been neutralized, and he looks like a bully. The courtier, through his silence, has demonstrated immense composure and strength. So, how do we practically apply this? It's not just about shutting your mouth. It's a discipline. First, and most importantly, maintain your composure. Your body language speaks volumes. Keep your posture open and relaxed. Your facial expression neutral or even slightly amused. Don't fidget or cross your arms defensively. Second, breathe and pause. Deep, slow breathing calms your nervous system and stops you from having a knee-jerk reaction. This pause also gives you precious time to think, to assess the situation, and to decide on the most strategic course of action or inaction. Third, if you must respond, redirect subtly. A simple, detached question like, "Why would you say that?" or "Are you having a bad day?" can shift the focus back onto them without being accusatory. And finally, consider using irony or humor, but only much later, and only when it's safe and you've fully regained control of the frame. A well-timed, witty comeback delivered from a position of strength is far more effective than an angry retort in the heat of the moment. In today's hyper-connected world, the battlefield has changed, but the principles remain the same. Insults now fly at us from emails, text messages, and anonymous social media comments. It's tempting to fire back, to engage in a digital shouting match. But the rule is universal. React, and you lose power. Stay silent, and you expose the other person's weakness. When you're calm, you signal unshakable strength. Imagine a popular influencer who posts a new video. The comment section fills with trolls trying to provoke a reaction. One comment reads, "You're a sellout. This is garbage." Instead of deleting the comment or writing a long, defensive reply, the influencer does nothing. They continue posting their content with the same positive energy. Soon, their own fans start defending them, and the troll's comment gets buried under a wave of support. The influencer's calm refusal to engage earned them more admiration and loyalty than any angry response ever could. By staying above the fray, they let their community and their own actions speak for them, demonstrating true leadership and mental fortitude. The consequences of reacting impulsively, on the other hand, can be devastating. When we let our emotions take the wheel, we invite chaos into our lives. A single angry reaction can shatter a relationship that took years to build. It can demolish your professional reputation in a single meeting. A poorly thought out tweet can end a career. History is littered with the ghosts of leaders, generals, and politicians who ruined themselves by reacting to petty provocations. Think of the old tradition of dueling, where a minor insult could escalate into a fatal confrontation, all because of fragile egos and the inability to simply walk away. An impulsive reaction to an insult is a short-term release of anger that often leads to long-term regret. You give away your power for a fleeting moment of satisfaction, a trade that is never, ever worth Italiano. So, how do you truly master this art of power reversal? It's a practice, a skill you can develop over time. Step 1 is awareness. You must learn to recognize when someone is baiting you. Understand their motive. Is it jealousy and insecurity, or a simple desire to control you? Step 2 is control. Your emotions are yours and yours alone. Do not let someone else hijack them. Practice mindfulness, meditation, and breathing exercises to strengthen your emotional core. Step 3 is timing. The goal isn't to be passive forever. It's to respond only when it serves your purpose, when it restores or enhances your power, not when you're reacting out of raw anger. Sometimes the best response is a well-planned action days or weeks later. And step 4 is reflection. After every interaction where you were provoked, analyze it. What did you do well? What could you do better? Learn from each encounter, and you'll gradually become a master of social dynamics, immune to the petty attacks of others. Machiavelli's timeless lesson is one of profound control and intelligence. True power is quiet. True influence is deliberate. The next time someone tries to drag you down with an insult, remember this: do not reply. Do not react. Hold your frame. Let your silence do the work. Let it speak louder than any word you could ever shout. And watch as your opponents, starved of the reaction they so desperately crave, crumble under the weight of their own aggression. Thank you so much for watching. If this video gave you a new perspective on power and control, please give it a like and subscribe for more insights into strategy and human nature. I'll see you in the next one.